everybody, and welcome to the Information Paradise podcast. Today, we're going to talk about race and racial equality, the person of color. And as you can see, I am an alien. I'm an alien race. This was not on purpose. This is a mistake, but it's now on purpose. All right. So, we were just chatting earlier, and you said you're 31. That's right. I remember correctly.
I didn't hear you, sir.
You said you were 31.
Yes. My name is Anthony Clay. I'm 31 years old. I'm from the United States of America. We're actually in the state of California. And I'm here with Mr. Reynolds, and we're going to talk about racism.
Hey. Yeah, man. All right. We're going to open some doors. We're going to open some stuff. So, as a white man, I never thought about race until the George Floyd times. And I recently learned that it's all about, because it's a system, isn't it? System. So,
actually, it is. And from you saying that you never, been affected or thought about race since the George Floyd times, that's a deep.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt, isn't it? Fuck me.
No, not even. It's not. That shows that it's not available to you in that aspect. Like, how is it in London where you
are? What do you mean?
Like, how is it in London as far as if a white man is walking on the street and he see a black man, do he move to the side, or is he clenching his wife, grabbing her purse, like things of that nature, or is it like, hey, hello?
It's nothing too hostile. It's nothing hostile like that, like walking across the street. It's more of like a passive thing, like not trying not to offend. White fragility, right? White fragility.
Wow. So pretty much racism isn't like a systematic thing within your country, right? Like, or in your culture, to where it's not on the TV, it's not programmed, it's not in the music, it's not just like a blatant everyday situation?
I would actually disagree. I've been doing some learning. I see it in like the movies, the black people are classed as bad, blah, 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 blah. And all sorts of systemic examples. But what were you going to say? I feel like you were going on to a point there.
Exactly. What you just said, like you just said in the movies, so therefore it is kind of the same culture.
Yeah. Okay. It is. Pretty much. Yeah. It's so uncomfortable for white people to talk about it, because they have to look inside and realize they are privileged. They benefit from this system of oppression, of hatred.
So what is your mission and what is your steps in towards of getting outside of the privilege, and what is the mission? What are you trying to accomplish from doing this?
Ooh. So I want to do loads of these. Like, if I could do one every day, that's beautiful. If I could do one of these every day, I would build up a massive catalog, like I said in that video, for just real conversations. And what I hope to achieve from that is to get the real stories and just footage of a white man and a black person. And I'm a white man, could be a white black woman, having fun, talking, sharing laughs. That's going to do something for the subconscious of my audience. It's going to say,
yes, sir.
It's going to say this is normal.
Yes, sir. So, okay, with what you just said, that takes us some time to reflect and look inside of us, because at the beginning, once we got on, I also did say, like, it's not just about white people or black that's causing racism, because I've never been in a situation to where I've actually seen white people growing up. So a lot of the situations that came as far as hatred came from another black man, or sometimes a Mexican, but for the most part, another black man.
Mhm.
You know,
Whoa.
I've had, go ahead.
Sorry, I said whoa.
You know, I've had encounters where the police tried to fight me. I've been accused of certain different things that I didn't do. Or I right now, like where I live, I'll go inside of the gas station and the gas station attendant, but they're not white, they're Arabic. And they follow us around. They act like they're cleaning there, act like they're doing different stuff, and they be watching us. And it's like,
Hmm.
that's kind of odd. So
Yeah.
it's it's kind of like you said, it's a sensitive thing because the white people are becoming more aware of, hey, you know what, we've been privileged, we've benefited off the backs of this
Yo.
lie or what's been going on, to
Yeah.
where now they're more sensitive and they more aware of it, because it's a lot of people like yourself that's actually looking into it like, wait a second, what can we do that's different, how can we change the
Hmm.
narrative?
Whoa. The young people are at the helm of the ship of humanity now. I mean, not really. All the old people are in government. Like, the government is made up of old people. But, but let's not wait until all the old people are dead. Let's use our creativity. I'm talking to everyone now, our energy. Let's put our energy into something creative that's going to promote peace. And buy books like this, Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race, by Rennie Yenham.
Interesting.
Yo, have you read that book? You
No,
know that.
sir. The book that I'm reading about race is called The Negro of Iowa, and it talks about the Republican Party, how they was started to help the African American man get out of slavery and abolish slavery. Then it talks about how the Democratic Party was like, nah, yo, we gonna keep them enslaved because this is helping us as a culture. So um, I really don't read books about race because I didn't. My grandmother's white and black,
Hmm. Cool.
and then as you saw, my wife, she's mulatto, you know, so therefore she too is white and black. So it's like it's kind of a taboo thing.
Yeah, I was reading about that. Um, like mixed race. I mean,
Yes,
he talks about it in here, and she was saying how parents and people who adopt, let's say like a white person adopts a black person, um, they gotta think about race. They got to, you know,
wow,
yo, she,
wow, that's deep. That's
yeah,
really deep. Why would you say that's the case? You know, because that never crossed my mind. And I too, I've been like, maybe we should adopt some kids. And I'm the type of person like, let's adopt a white baby and raise them as we're black, whatever, we're brown skinned and American. Let's raise them under the culture of us.
yeah,
So that changes things because I have a friend, she's white, but she's adopted by black parents. And I see how her mannerism is. I see how she is. She doesn't really, she's always like, hey, Black Lives Matters, this and that. So that's something to think about.
yeah. I think we just find it difficult to talk about race. You know, fuck it. You know?
Why do you feel it's difficult to talk about race?
Well, okay, this is a great question. It's like a subtopic now. Whew. So, one of the things is that it brings up the past, and often it's like talking about the war with your grandparents. It's like bringing up some trauma. Oh, great! Imagine bringing the topic of race up at like a Christmas dinner. Oh, awesome! You'd be seen as like a party pooper, right? And so, like, these are just my thoughts. I'm going to reel off some thoughts. So, so that's one point. If you talk about this stuff, you'll be seen as like, oh, you're just being negative. Then, second point is why it's difficult for people, all races, to talk about race, is that it highlights the privilege that white people have. So, and it triggers deep guilt in the white people, and then fear in the black people.
What is white privilege?
All right. So, basically, my mind goes straight to how colonialism, and the history of humanity, basically. We've got slavery. The industrial revolutions were built from a lot of slave labor. And so basically, and it was taught, it was in law that the white people are a superior race. And that's documented and stuff.
Yes.
And so, although white people today who were born in this era had nothing to do, they didn't write those things down, we still are living on top of a system that was built with these beliefs. And so we have privilege.
That's deep. To be honest,
you're freezing up. Ah, no. Take this moment to take a breath. If you can hear me, you have free.
I don't see it as a privilege.
I can hear you again now.
Can you?
Oh, it's broken.
Hello?
Okay, you're back.
Okay, so what I was saying is, like, it boils down to the TV. It boils down to the misinformation because, like you said, colonialism, slavery, all of this. But let's be honest. Let's take it back a little bit further. When slaves started to be slaves, they wasn't just went and somebody on the boat captured the Africans. That's not how it went.
Okay.
It's they was already enslaved in Africa. The Africans had other Africans enslaved, and they was already making barrels of wine, making whiskey and stuff of that nature. So this is how I saw it. As a corporation, the English people came over and they was learning some different things, and they was taught. They only doing what they was taught. They was taught how to capture the slave, how to get cheap labor, and then we sold our own stuff. It's not even about, we was captured, we was in that. No, that's false information. The real, we was as blacks in that land before slavery, we was producing 6 barrels of rum a year in the line of slavery. As the white or Caucasian race came over and they saw what was going on, they said, hey, we got some free land that nobody knows about, be in America. And once they did, we could produce 6 barrels of rum a month for you. Do you want that? So as a businessman, if you see your cash crop have the opportunity to go from 10% to 100% every month, every day, aren't you going to take the opportunity?
Of course, yes. Well, I mean, yeah. They could have had a bit more humanity, but back then, things were savage.
It's not even about being humanity. It's not our inhumane because of the simple fact it was already going on. So what they were supposed to do, like, and I'm speaking as far as the white people, they're supposed to come over, hey, that's wrong, don't do that. You're supposed to treat these people like this. No, it's a business in life. Everything is a business. We're a business. You're a business. From what you're doing right here, this is a business. It's cultivated into some other people's mind. And it's going to make them stretch and expand. So, you know what? I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, you're stretching my mind. I didn't think you were going to say this. Yeah.
You know, like we all think of the Underground Railroad. Oh, the black people was in control, Harriet Tubman. No, that's incorrect. The Republican Party was started in line of the Underground Railroad to help the black people get out of slavery, get from the south to the north. And who was those people that was doing that? The white people.
Okay. I don't know anything about this, so yeah.
No, it's fine. It's not an issue, but this is one thing that I do know for a fact. White people was getting killed. White people was in bondage, and also, you know, the Irish came to America. They were slaves too.
Where did you get this information?
Where did I get this information? Okay, as far as the Irish thing goes, I've met a few Irish people, and we've had this conversation. And like I'm telling you, I'm reading this book called The Negro of Iowa. It was published in 1968, but it goes back as far as 1874, as far as that goes. And then I read this book by oh my gosh, what's his name? It's called Up from Slavery.
Okay.
It's the guy that founded Tuskegee University. Oh man, I can't think of his name.
All right. Well, I mean, but you agree that there is white privilege, though, right? Or not?
To be honest, sir, I don't know. I don't even know. That's why I asked you, what is white privilege? Because to me, it seems like, okay, you could get a better credit score, you could get the jobs, you could get different things. So in that aspect, yeah, that is a white privilege. That is a privilege.
Yeah.
And then you also have spoke on the reason why we don't involve race conversation or race topics is because it gives the idea of guilt to the white person and it brings fear to the black people. Well, you're right about that.
mhm.
You're very correct about that because with me, how I see it is all the black entities that was built to put us in a space of power, it was destroyed by the hands of white men. But that's what we've been taught. Nobody talks about the inside racism, or you know, I'm working with the enemy so I can get to the next level.
Mm. Whoa. Yeah. It's a complex system. It's not just white people.
It's not just white people, but until people like yourself, because that's when we get to this pace, the next place in our life as like, you know what? I'm it's not about black or white because black people has done some great things for this country. I've never been to another country, so I don't know how they are or what they do, but white people has also contributed to the building of this land.
You have a really balanced view. Really balanced. Crazy. I mean, I thought you'd be sort of, at least sort of angry. You're not angry? Or, you know?
No, sir. I'm not angry. I can't be angry at somebody else for doing what they've been taught or doing, you know, keeping up with their values and their tradition. I'm more angry at my own genre of people, my own race of people, and within my own ethnicity because we could do more.
Oh, shit. What, like what?
First and foremost, our music. Is glorifying drugs, is glorifying murder, is glorifying horrific things, you know, no statue, no growth, no expertise. It's murder, 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 kill, 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 take, take, take. If you step on my shoe, then I'm gonna shoot you too. I'm not talking, it's not talking about, hey, I got a daughter, let me raise her up in a fashionable sense to where she's not a hoe, she's not twerking, she's not this. So that right there, that causes fear onto white people, right?
I see what you're saying. But
Because simply, if I'm just constantly talking about killing you, or we in the block and we got this, I'm gonna rob you, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do these drugs, or whatever the case is, you're gonna be like, is this the person that
Yeah.
says they're gonna rob me? Are they gonna rob me? So of course, naturally, you're gonna put up a barrier, you're gonna put up a defense.
Yeah. I do like, however, how rap is popular right now. Rap is massive. Rap is the biggest genre, and white people, they love rap, and they love all those themes as well. It makes them feel powerful in a sense. I love Lil Uzi Vert.
Really?
Yeah. Who'd you like?
To be honest, man, I
You're not into that shit.
I really don't like rap anymore because what I was just telling you, like I've grown out of that space. So me personally, I grew up in Compton.
In where?
Like I grew up in Compton where Eazy-E,
Oh,
Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, NWA, Kendrick Lamar,
yeah.
they that's where they from. So the things that I saw, I saw drug dealing, I saw killing, I saw, like we have a code of honor in the streets. And we could do all these crimes and you better not snitch. But when the police come and they do things to us, we're not standing up to them. We're not fighting back. We're not shooting them. We're being submissive. We're walking around like the George Floyd situation.
Yeah.
Instead of those black people or those whatever people that was around, like, hey, being physical with those officers, get off of him or doing more. All they did was, oh my God, oh my God, oh my gosh.
Oh shit. Yeah.
And they're recording.
Yeah.
So real change isn't gonna change until we start to be the change.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, yeah.
So having this conversation, it might seem as I'm racist against my own kind.
Not to me anyway.
But I'm not. It's just more of once you know better, you do better. Yes, we've been programmed. We've in a small community. We're in the small projects. We're in the ghettos. Just like how the Jewish was in the ghettos, we're in the same thing. Gentrification is real. I understand that. However, everybody's getting all this money. All these rappers is like, yo, we got Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Maseratis. When has one of these rappers said, you know what, take your money, get an LLC, get a corporation, do the things that, you're going to have some type of long-term residual.
Mm-hmm.
The kids is being...
I'll offer some hope here because I do know of a lot of those. So it's not like there's none. There are some, like the baby. Talking about business, and let's get my daughter. He's got a daughter, and he raps about her, and the values of being a father, So it's not all. I'll offer some hope there. It's fucking great.
Interesting.
Entrepreneurship.
Interesting. That's good to know. The baby, he's fun. I just have an issue with drug use. Like, I'm not against it, but my kids is listening to it. So I have to go back and I have to tell them, like, yo, they talking about lean. They talking about all these things. That's going to kill you.
It's a trap.
And more than it's going to kill you, it's going to destroy you before it even kill you because you might not die. But
yeah, you have to live a destroyed
anything
life.
can happen.
Yeah.
You live a destroyed life. You're broken. You're searching all of these things. You're looking for monetary things to feed your ego. You're looking for outside things to feed your pride when you can just move to the outside of yourself.
Yeah. I mean, rather than, because these people who take drugs and stuff, they feel empty. They feel like they have something to fill. They need to fill. But if you be whole, be
Yes, sir.
full, fill yourself with whatever, God, whatever, man. Happiness is my value, my strongest value. Like, what else? People do money for happiness, sex for happiness, drugs for happiness. Fuck it, let's do happiness. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I understand exactly where you're coming from. And so when it comes down to race with all of these things, I don't see it as a black and white thing. And I've never seen it as a black and white thing. Yes, it'd be some times where it just be like, yo, these white people, they could get away with certain things and they could do certain things, but at the same time, it's just
You don't feel
it's
oppressed.
just
Do you feel free?
huh?
You feel free, right? I sense
Yes,
that.
sir.
I sense that, dude. You're trying to look for some compression inside, but I don't think it's there. I feel like you're quite free.
I'm not compressed. I'm not pressed and I'm not compressed. Like I don't sit back and try to blame everybody
Oh,
else for my shortcomings or oh I can't get a job because this white man or this white man or that. No.
that's inspiring. Well, good on you.
Thank you.
Beautiful conversation, man. Yeah, well, yeah, that's the right attitude. So, in my eyes, self-sovereignty. So you haven't experienced much like racism against you from
I've been fought on by the police. I've had my name is Anthony first and foremost, like Anthony Clay. So on paper, nobody knows if I'm black or white.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
And then and then secondly, I have a distinction about myself to where I'm not boxed in one category. I like to be open and explore different cultures and different things and learn what I can learn, take from that and put into my everyday life. So I'm very versatile.
Yeah, that is the answer, I reckon. For black people who are
And I'm not.
for
Go ahead.
black people who are feeling compressed, yeah, this is the attitude, isn't it? Versatility.
That's the choice.
Yeah.
That's the choice. We all got the same 24 hours in a day. We all got the same options and choices. But me personally, I know being angry causes cancer, causes sicknesses, causes all different type of malignancies inside of the body. I want to be healthy. I want to live to be 158, 160 years old. Like,
Wow, man, yes.
so if I'm sitting back, oh, I can't move around because the white man is keeping me down, or they doing this, or they doing that. What am I teaching my kids?
Wow. That is the question. That's amazing. Yes. You said it, man. Nothing to say.
So it's all about love and hate. I don't know how they teach you guys about God or whatever, but as my understanding, all of the religious references speak that God is love. So if you can't love something, you just doing the opposite, and that's hate, and the enemy is the render of hate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, I'm from California. We don't deal with racism like that. Like, white people kill white people here. Mexicans kill Mexicans. Like, they have a thing where, like, Africans, we're not African in America. We just a darker shade of brown in America.
Okay. Oh yeah. You're not African in America. You're American.
We're not African and American. We're American.
Yeah.
If I go anywhere else, I'm not going to be African in that country. I've never been to Africa. I never lived in Africa. Once the Africans come here, they look at us differently. Like, oh, these guys is lazy. They're this, they're that. So it all boils down to we don't have nothing to hold on to. We don't have no culture. We don't have no social upbringing that puts us in a space of togetherness, no tribalness. So now if I could say, oh, the white man took this away or this or that, or the Mexicans is taking all the job, it gives me a conversational point. It don't hold me responsible for being in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't help me grow, and all it's doing is isolate me and getting my views validated versus you telling me the real truth. Hey, you know, y'all was slaves first, or y'all know we did this, or you know what, y'all sold us to this, or what about the drug use? We, like you said, it's a sensitive conversation.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because I'm not going to even sit here and lie to you. When I read your post that you're looking to do something of race with colored people, it was like, how is this going to go? I had a little prejudice within, like I preconceived and I did some prejudging.
Mm-hmm.
But you cool dude, you know, like.
Hey, thank you. I am.
Like, truthfully, I appreciate you doing this.
Yo, I'm really happy right now. Yeah. I mean, the enlightenment that's going around the world is fucking crazy. Everyone's self-educating.
Yes. What is your topics? What is your conversational? Like, direct this towards me now.
What do you mean?
And I'm gonna be like how I just asked you what is white privilege and how do you feel like you benefit from it, or have you been in a space where there's racism? Do you see the white ladies walking across the street clenching their purse when a black man come about?
Okay, so okay. Well, like I said, I don't really think about race when I'm around because I'm walking around. So as a white people, most of us, we don't even think we have a race because our race is considered just no, we have no race because our race is considered the normal, and that's where it was made. Yeah. So, yo, that's crazy, right? So,
Wow, that's deep. That's very deep. You know, I always openly say I'm not of no race. I'm not of no. I even like to say I'm not male or female anymore. You know, I'm just a human.
wow.
I'm I'm not black. I'm not white. I'm not nothing. I'm not looking for anything to hold on to. I just want that freedom. You know, and what you just said, that kind of struck me in a bad way. Like, wait, so white people just know that they're free. Because if they're not alone, if they don't have a race or whatever the case is, then who do they belong to? And they're not looking to belong.
Wow. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, we don't feel like we're part of a race, I don't think. I mean, we know it logically, but I don't think I can only speak for myself, I guess, from my observation. But
You can establish dominance holding on to anything that's not dominant. And being of a race is an undominant trait. That's what I just got out of what you just said. And it was just like, whoa, we're going about this backwards.
could you re-explain that? I didn't get it.
Okay. So here in America, the white race is looked at as superior and our black race is looked at as inferior. However, uh, the white people know that they're not of a race. So as black, we're trying to find our true identity of self. We're missing the bigger picture. We're worried about the things that is going to keep us in bondage, so to speak. So now, if we could just collectively be like, we're human, we're people, we're gonna band together, and it wouldn't be no, oh, you stepped on my Jordans, oh, you got a Gucci belt and I ain't got that, oh, you got this, oh, your hair, oh. It wouldn't be no outside. We wouldn't be
Yo,
attracted to the physical.
yeah, yeah. I mean, look, like Information Paradise is mainly about spirituality. Oh, so one of my questions here was actually how much relief do you get from spirituality? Now that we've said that there's not much pain really because of your mindset around this, which I really want black people to look at because really study that mindset. Spirituality. What do you think about spirituality?
Man, I wouldn't be able to have this conversation if it wasn't for spirit.
Well, true that.
Because simply, like, we going backwards and forward with black and white, and in my mind it's like it ain't no black, it ain't no white, because black is the darkest light that's being able to penetrate through, and it bursts through, and then you get the white emissions. So is that's where my mind is at. It's like, okay, first and foremost, we're not colored, you're not colored, I'm not colored, we're humans. And the spirit is this energy thing. It's no mistake. This is like my inside parts is smiling right now having this conversation with
you. Dude, I've got deeper points to come, so get yours off. Let's go. You know what I mean? Unless you want to fucking, you got any more to say on that?
I didn't hear you. It was breaking up.
All right, man. Have you got any more to say on that? Because if you don't, basically I've got something to say. I want to get yours off before.
Have anything to say about what, sir? Spirit?
Don't worry. Let's forget about that bit. Okay.
Oh, the topic of race, the conversational topic. Do I have anything to say about it?
No. Okay. I completely my conversation skills. But anyway, spirituality. That's the topic right now.
Yes, sir.
So basically, what you were saying, what we're talking about is identity, isn't it? I'm not black, I'm not white, and we say, well, I'm human, but we can even go further. What I propose.
Go way further.
Ooh, wow, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. So, what I say basically is that we are awareness, pure awareness.
Yes, sir. 100%. I say that same thing. I say that you're Jesus, I'm Jesus,
Holy
everyone
shit.
is.
Dude. Well, hello there. Fucking dude, like minds. Bloody hell. Beautiful. Jesus. I mean, that's what he was saying, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. I say that we all, because if God is inside of us and God is love, love comes from our heart, chakra, from the energy center of our heart. We can't do anything. We can't move about in life if our heart is blocked in the wrong way. That causes so many. Dude, if my heart was blocked, I wouldn't be able to see, like, what these our fellow black men is destroying our own selves. We're the ones that's hurting us because we're not. Back in 1920, there's this thing called Black Wall Street. I don't know if you ever heard about that, but my whole time during Trump presidency, it was like, I understand what make America great again means. That whole little community populated America. And since the Great Prohibition of alcohol and the Great Depression, America has never been the same since the bombing of that community.
Well, I need to research that more.
So the spirit, man, like spirit moves in so many different ways. Like, you know, prime example, what you might feel is a sin for you, or what sin for you, it's not yet so much, but at the end of the path, you're gonna go on your own. You know, I don't do religion, even though yes, I did speak about. I don't know
Oh man, it's breaking up.
what religion you guys
No.
have there. I feel religion.
Okay, you're back. It was breaking.
Okay, no worries. What I had said is, you know, even though I did speak on religion by saying I don't know what religions you guys have where you live, but here in America is this. I'm very opposed to religion because I feel like it destroys humanity. It divides us. It puts us in a space of hate. It makes us feel superior to the next being. It gives us some type of edge on our ego versus, you know what? How can I learn from you today? What can I take from you to where my spirit grows and get to that space?
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Like it's outdated to me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the goal is really for everyone to be Jesus is, right? Surely. So,
Yep.
I mean, the big goal of Information Paradise is 10 billion Jesuses in their own unique forms. Enlightenment, spiritual enlightenment. But yeah, let's talk about identity. So, I am, we are, aren't we? That's a fact. But any our awareness, we can't experience anything without being aware of it. And so I say that this is. What are you going to say?
Oh, I'm listening
Oh,
to you, sir.
cool. Yeah. So I say that's the rock bottom, because if you find anything before, that's why the brain does not create, in my view, reality. Because if you found something smaller or more blah 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 than a subatomic atom or quark, you'd still be aware of it. So it's the awareness. There's nothing outside of awareness. If you did find anything outside, you'd be aware of it.
Subatomic atoms and particles, huh? That's a deep awareness because once you start being aware that that's all that we are, or molecules, it changes the whole structure of the conversation. It changes the dynamic of who you become as a person. Now you're starting to love.
You say love?
I said love.
Whoa! He said love. That's what we're talking about, man. That's the purpose.
So I'm sure like the question isn't about the awareness. It's more of how do you become aware that you're aware? How do you know that you know? And once you know, is it safe? Because I'm sure you'd have been attacked.
Fact.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd have been attacked for your spiritual beliefs, not so much on a physical plane, but like tongue lashings. And I see people kind of give you a hard time on your comments and on your feed because they don't understand, you know. So, wow.
Dude, you love my other
The
content.
perception.
It's limitless. Okay, let me tell you this analogy. You'll love this. So, the I, who we are, it is now. It is currently the present moment. and it was this morning, and it was last night. So the I right now, I am. Now what I do, an analogy that I use is I, the word I, refers to awareness, right? Which I say in this analogy, awareness is the screen. Here we are, we have a thing, we have a screen, right? Awareness is a screen of a movie, and the life is the movie, right? And the awareness and the screen don't reject anything in the movie at all. It has no opinion of it. And if the character was to wake up and see, hang on, all I am is screen. All I am is screen. There we go, you know. That's
Hollywood magic, man. That's what we call it, you know. We call it Hollywood magic because growing up in LA County, I was maybe an hour away from Hollywood, and they tell us these shows is made in different locations, but we be seeing the production is right here in our backyard.
what? Yeah, that's funny. That's great. Wow.
And then also they tell us about things that's gonna happen on the TV, and then 20 years later we seeing it, but we so programmed and dumbed down to it to where it's like whatever, you know. So that awareness conversation, it's more stickier than race.
Interesting. I would agree.
And especially for me, because me being a black man, I'm supposed to just be Christian, you know. I'm supposed to follow Jesus and blindly, wholeheartedly, and that's where my issues come in at race. Like, wait a second, the slave masters and stuff, they put us into slavery using religion. Why are we going back to religion?
Hello. Yeah. Well, I think there's a movement where there's just self-spirituality. Fuck all the religion. I don't need to follow anything. I don't need to believe anything.
Yes, sir. You know, it's we are following something though, because it's just not systematic. So therefore, it's the unknown. Like you're an alien for a reason today.
Ooh. Yeah.
You look like the Earth right now, you know. So it's a reason for that. It's not like, because I see it as the people, your audience that see this, they're gonna see, okay, he wanted to talk to a black person. Now this is what the black person is saying, and it takes the whole spotlight off of, oh, he's being cautious of his words to impress this white man, or he's this or that, or he don't want to touch the sticky situations. I'm ready for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What should we talk about?
What got you along this spiritual path?
Well,
What happened?
when I was 14, I was feeling depressed, and I typed in on YouTube how to be happy. The channel I found, actualize.org, started making spiritual videos a year later, and here we are. And he reached 1 million subscribers this year.
So how old are you?
20 years old.
Wow. Wow. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So with me, I've always been unaware of my consciousness, but I've always been in the conscious space. Like when my friends was out doing things, going to rob and different drugs, I'm like, nah, I'm cool. So I was able to make those conscious decisions. But my ego was on 10, like, man, I needed to have the fancy cars, the clothes, the money, the girls. I had to have that. It was doing something for me for the feelings that I was missing on the inside.
I get that.
Then maybe 5 to 7 years ago, I just got tired. I got tired of chasing money. I got tired of the different women. I got tired of myself.
Wow. Yeah, the separate self.
And I can honestly say, like, I've never been in a space of depression until I became in a spiritual realm. Like, all the past things came back and it started to kick my butt. And it was like, oh, wait a second. I just been masking my symptoms and masking my problems to where now I'm just a big ball of unclaimed emotion, and it have to come out and it have to go somewhere. It's man, this spiritual conversation, this is worse than race, honestly. This is worse than having a racial conversation. Like, truthfully, I'd rather be able to have a racial conversation because it takes the eye off of me.
Okay.
Because in search of identity, I haven't identified who I am. I'm identifying who I thought I was or who I portrayed to be.
So you're saying, are you saying that your identity kind of dissolved a few years ago, and now your identity is much less solid right now?
I won't even say it's less solid. It's just like a complete blur to me because who I expected to be, and who I portrayed to be, and who I was raised to be, I'm not following that path.
Wow, man, that's cool. You're creating. Yeah. Oh, I like it. Yeah. Oh, I think you're muted. You've muted yourself. You muted yourself.
Sorry about that. Yeah. I guess it wasn't really meant for what I was just saying, but since I've been on this spiritual path, I've gotten a lot of ridicule. I've gotten a lot of disenchanting feedback from my family, from my friends. A lot of people has like left the circle, and they put me in a space of, hey, you know what? He's on that crazy stuff, or he's been doing this, or he's been smoking that weed, and it makes you crazy and this and that. To where it's not really so much to embrace. This is more taboo to me, honestly.
Wow, man. Oh. Well, see, what I would say is there's many communities who are into this stuff. So I'd say look for those. In my life, it's really normal, but it's because I'm in those communities.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You in those communities. So from the community that I've grown to the community that I'm in now, like, dude, my kids could leave their bikes and stuff outside overnight, down the street, months on end, and I wasn't able to do that. So therefore, I have a fear, like, wait a second, y'all not getting y'all things stolen? Or so it's just more of the social upbringing. Once you could get outside of your environment, once you see different things, once you get outside of the 13-mile radius from your house to your final destination, you're going to start to see things. Like, I didn't see interracial dating until I moved to a whole different county. Like maybe 2 hours away from where I grew up, I moved to this location, and then everywhere it was a black and white household, black and white baby, black this, black that, white, and it was mixed, and it was all love. So how can I be like, yo, it's racist? Because yes, I did think it was racism. I thought it was like, oh, they just trying to keep us down. Oh, the police. But I was a victim. I was a victim of my own mind.
Whoa, that's a big point. That's big. So I think about that. Like, these social justice warriors, are they just creating more of racism through the law of
Yes,
attraction?
sir.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
God bless you, man. Well, there it
Yes,
is.
sir. Because think about this. Black Lives Matters, right? Every time since Trayvon Martin, since Breonna, everybody that goes on, they out there, they protest and defund the police, oh, racist pigs, this, that, and the other. However, we talked about this music. We talked about Lil Uzi Vert. We talked about, so what's the difference? We talked about these movies. However, we don't own production. We don't own the satellites and the frequency waves to put out this stuff. But we do have the choice to not put out this stuff.
Yeah, to not consume it as well.
So we're smoking, we drinking, we feeling good. This music, it's a vibrational thing, a vibratory aspect of our life, because most of the time we don't even hear the lyrics. Subconsciously, they just imprint themselves in our brain, but we're hearing the beat. The beat is what uplifts us, is moving us, is putting us into a high vibe or a low vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
Have your mom embraced your spiritual journey?
Yeah. 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 I'm kind of, I'm just confident about it. And also, I'm dedicated. I feel like I've got knowledge.
It's all about mindset, man. You seek wisdom, you seek knowledge, you'll get it. But it's how you use it. If you're using it as a manipulatory thing, if you're using it to be of power, then you're gonna get exactly what you're putting out. And as far as the conversation, do these groups involve hate? I think so, for a simple fact, because Black Lives Matter is owned by a white man.
Okay.
So if it was really the cause, why some black people didn't get together and put this together? And I'm not saying that white people are, the lighter hue of genre of humans can't have compassion and can't care or all of these things, but why does it take that? Instead of us collectively as a community coming together saying, you know what, we're not going to rob this liquor store. We're not going to steal Miss Johnson. We're not going to scare our neighbors and these type of things.
Okay, so I think what needs to be addressed is the mindset, of course, of every community. Right. So
how do you do that though? How do you break the veil off of prominent leaders within the community to come back and expand the lesser minds? And then on top of that, who really wants to go through this journey like this? Like, it's lonely.
Yeah.
It's cold. It's once you, I don't know about you, but me personally, once I started this spiritual thing, like, and really got in depth with it, started realigning my chakras, started watching the things that I eat, hugging trees and being grounded, walking around, barefooted outside intentionally or living with intent. That's when all of the haywireness came in my life. That's when all of the craziness. So it makes me think like, damn, am I playing with the spirits? Am I going against the grain? Am I going to hell? It has a lot to do with our social upbringing, our immediate upbringing, because nobody want to let their parents down.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's big. Yeah. So,
what is the sensitive conversation that you really want to have? What is the topics of of everything along these lines, as far as race, as far as spirituality, as far as mindset. What is the questions that's pulling and tugging inside of you to where you really started this podcast, not just for, you know, to get the view of the black man?
So, well, I mean, I'd have to give that some thoughts. I mean, a true answer hasn't really come yet. But, well, it's about, because I feel like I'm trying to get all of humanity, and I feel mad because I feel like I'm by myself. I'm trying to get all of humanity to see who they truly are, and that ego, who we think we are, the story, is literally psychologically created. All of the boundaries, every single boundary. The boundary between this phone and this is just a belief. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
You,
Wow. That.
Oh, so, racism to me is ludicrous, and I could get my anger involved if but my audience, I don't know. I need to create an audience first of people who can get it. Racism is completely, and all of this shit, man. Even personal identity, but we can still use it. We can still use the mind, but as a tool. If we identify with all of life, which is what we are, in the same way that the Mona Lisa, all of the Mona Lisa, is Leonardo's mind. The same mind that all of his other works came from. So she can say that actually, at my deepest level, I am Salvador Mundi, the painting of Jesus that he did. So, and this is what I'm trying to get everyone, because I don't like identifying as David. It's separating. I want love. What do we want? We want permanent happiness.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is permanent? It's awareness. If we want permanent happiness, we might as well look for something that is permanent. What's the only permanent thing? And people would say, well, hang on a minute, deep sleep. I lose awareness in deep sleep. Well, what I would say is our actual experience is seamless experiencing. It's seamless awareness. If there was an hour or 8 hours of no experience, by definition, we would not experience it. And if we look at our experience, we find that this is true. It's continuous experience. It's always been that way.
Wow. That's deep.
Very deep. It's life
David, I have a question for you.
Okay, fire away.
Okay. As a white man, looking in from the outside,
yeah.
What can we do as a black society to lessen the playing field to where there isn't the idea of white privilege, or how can we be seen as equal? What do you feel we should do? And is it ever justifiable to be racist?
It's not justifiable to be racist, unless it's justifiable to be ignorant spiritually. Ignorance of, you get it, man. And what I would say to the whole black community is enlighten thyself. Know thyself. Know that you are infinity, that you are life itself. Right? This is what Information Paradise is going for. And this isn't bullshit. Right? You are aware. Are you aware? And now find the nature of that awareness. And in this investigation, don't look at objects, because awareness is not an object, but the mind will make an object of it. But yeah.
Wow.
So
That's
right. Also, what this means is white people and black people. If let's imagine that all the black people gained the enlightenment that I'm talking about, they would be happy most of the time, right? Happiness, true peace. And what I see is white people seeing that. It's called inspiration. Inspiration. We're always inspired by the person who is most spiritually developed in a situation, because we want happiness. All we want is permanent happiness.
correct. And damn, that's deep. If we realize ourselves as infinite instead of just small in the psychological realm, we will reach our true God space.
God consciousness, also, it is called. Yes. Well, I agree.
Yes, sir. So is there ever a chance that we're unknowingly unaware?
Yes. So, most of the time, what are you going to say? You open your mouth.
How do we change that?
Well, every morning in my area and evening, I go on meditation live for an hour on Instagram. So if you want guided meditation, I can join that. But yeah, what I would say, how to change this is just continuous experience of being aware of being aware. So in the same way that we learn how to eat junk food by doing more of it, you know. So I have this thing called the levels of knowing, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to infinity. The first level is just knowing. The second level is knowing that we're knowing. Third level is knowing that we're knowing that we're knowing, and so on. Now we're always knowing, so we're always at level 1. And even if we were somehow not knowing, we would have to know that we're not knowing. So always at level 1. What my advice would be to be less unconscious is to spend time at level 2 as much as you can, aware that you're aware. That's what my meditations are for. And they're free and they're fun for me. So.
Be aware that you are aware. So my understanding of that, and I would love for you to go into depth on your true knowledge of being aware that you aware. But what I got out of what you just said is just accept it and don't try to deviate from what we know. We have to be true to the things that we know, even if it causes us like ridicule or laughter or whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm. To me, you know how I said it's frustrating for me. To me, any fear of judgment is also ridiculous, in the same way that racism is ludicrous, because I am you. I am the knife that stabs me. I am the middle finger of this body and of your body and of any other body.
Wow. That's intense.
And that's love, you know, that you can love so deeply.
You can love deeply. Wow. Okay, so you think this has something to do with our upbringing? Like not properly being loved or introduced to the right love versus being bought from love?
Well, I think that's humans can definitely be conditioned to have a higher or lower spiritual development by a certain age. You know, so if, for example, if I had a kid and like I didn't name it and like I didn't tell it who it was and stuff, it would probably be more spiritually developed by the age of 20, for example. But if I constantly told it who it was and fed it poor food, so that it was always needing stuff, you know, it's like physically, yeah. So if I was
Wow.
given, if I had a child, I'd know how to make it less spiritually developed and more. Of course, I'd make it more. So yeah, those with more suffering tend to have a more locked in paradigm.
Wow. Um, wow. Like you said, the fear of judgment, dude, that put me in a space like, wait a second. I need to release some things. I need to just go about and move to a different being within myself, a different state of consciousness, because I do have that.
Wow. So a great thing to do is whenever we say I, we check what we mean by it. Is the I that you're talking about content on the screen, or is it the screen?
Whoa. I is the content on the screen or is it the screen? I'm gonna say it's the screen. Like we control the content.
Yeah. I mean, in the same way that God materializes things.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that the deepest level of what we are and who we are is not an object. So it has no limits at all. It's actually pure awareness of this moment right now.
Wow. This has been a moment. I will say that this has been a moment. Mr. Reynolds, sir, my opinion, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, man.
Because if you having these conversations about race, it holds everybody accountable. It's not just, oh yeah, I'm gonna point the finger, because I've done some racist things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've done some unspiritual things, but that number two, being aware that you're aware.
Beautiful catch. Yes.
I can't go back and change the past, the dynamics or the understanding that I was in from doing those things, but I can make sure that I don't do it again and I don't allow the next person to do it.
Again, what you mean by I there is limited.
Like I see no limits no more. And that's from having this conversation with you. Like the things that was a fear, it's not afraid. Like whatever happens, happens. And we can't control it, so I'd rather be free.
Yes. Yes, dude. Yes.
Because when you put that middle finger up, I felt that, and instantly my middle finger wanted to go up too. So yes, I understand the conversation. Like, dude, that was magnetic. Like, it wasn't nothing towards me, but my mind was like, this is the reaction that we need to take.
Okay. I'm not sure we're on the same lines here. But, Uh. So love. That's the. We put.
What were you taught about love?
What was I taught about love? Well, my current perspective on it is that it's the collapse of separation. So when I collapse the separation, the belief of separation between this human and that human there, I love both humans as if they were both me, in the same way that I love my hand because it's me, you know. So, so love.
So you see love as the collapse of separation. So once you heal that separation or be in combination with one another, that's the love.
Yo, correct in my view.
That's intense.
And
That's
guess.
intense because. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, guess what? You can do that with the entire world. You can love literally everything. Rape. Unconditional love. That's possible.
Wow. Wow. We have to get to that as a people, not just as a race. We have to get to that as a people. And here in America, we don't do love. We don't like love. You don't hear too much conversational, like even the R&B music isn't about love anymore, you know, and we equate love with sex, money, drugs, all the things that's a false happiness. So wow, the separation is not love. Mm, that's intense. Because me personally, I'm separated from a lot of things and I know it. But it's not like I don't have love or whatever the case is. It's just more of I feel like I've outgrown a lot of situations.
That's I that you're referring to.
It's ego based.
Already is itself separated.
Yes, sir.
But you are
And
aware.
wow. Wow.
You can't turn it off. And that we're a fish in water. We're a human in knowing.
We're human in knowing.
I mean,
What
try and turn
causes
it
us
off.
to know?
Pardon?
What causes us to know? Like, when does the knowing ever stop?
What an amazing question. And never, in my view. I mean, try and turn it off. Everybody try your best. Turn it off. Turn off the knowing. I mean, go to sleep. That's what people would do. But you will experience continuous knowing. You're muted again. You were muted.
Oh, I gotta go pick up my wife. She's calling, and
All right, man.
I'm going to get her. But I do want to continue this with you, sir. You just blew my mind. I'm fascinated. We've connected on a level to where I know you just helped me grow. I know you just removed some blockages within.
You're a ripe apple. You're a ripe fruit. Yes. Yeah, dude. Well, check out my website and check out my Instagram. I do the lives, and everything's basically free. So it was a pleasure talking to you, and you're an amazing human being. Really.
Likewise, sir. Love you, man. I love you genuinely.
I love
Like
you,
we've been
man.
doing this for years, you know.
I love you.
Let's continue to break down those barriers.
I'll continue, Brady. I'll continue. I guess it's
Mr.
goodbye.
Reynolds, David, sir, thank you for having me. I will be in contact with you.
God bless you, my friend. And the
God
next
bless. Have a great one.
Next time I'll see you, it will still be the present moment. So let's see if we can remember that.
Okay, Neo.
Peace.
God bless. Peace.